Shifu Gregg here, Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu School. So today we're going to be going over broadsword techniques. So broadsword, working with the application of open hand techniques, right? Why do we learn broadsword? We learn forms, we learn movement, we learn the understanding of self-defense against a weapon. We also learn the assets of the weapon, and we learn its downfalls, why it doesn't work and where it won't work. So this gets us to be better martial artists in general. So forms are very, very important. And in the forms, we have all that self-defense that we want to work with. So we're going to be working with that self-defense and understanding the applications and getting nitty-gritty with it, right? Doing a regular form is great, and doing two-man sets are awesome too. But we have to put it in that timing where somebody's coming at us at a good speed, where we can really start to work these drills and really understand where we're getting our techniques from. And can we correlate this to open hand techniques? So here we go. Shifu Lloyd here. So let's start our techniques. So first technique is going to be very simple and very basic. So from here we get into a guard stance. Now in realistic sense, when we get into a fight with somebody, we're not going to get into a guard stance and be this far away. But because we have weapons, we need a distance. So our distance is going to be preferably right here, about 4.5 feet away from our opponent. When my opponent first comes in, I block the weapon and come across. This technique is right past his head, but this technique should be going right to his neck. That should be the technique. So from here, that should be right here. This technique, you can sometimes see a spin. So from here, we turn into a position here and hold it. That's the reason why we do these techniques. We turn the body. Right? So here we go. One more time. He comes in and we block from here and come right down at our opponent. This is where we're looking. The next technique from guard stance position, my opponent's going to come over the top. So I have to be able to parry this technique. And as I parry the technique, I come across and I'm moving in that direction. So one more time, he comes over here and I come right across. I want to work that drill. So 1, 2, 3. This technique is coming down the other side or the opposite side. So work that into the drill. 3, 4, and move the body. Third technique of movement is going to be here, where I'm going to come in. I want to come into my opponent. So here, I go for the leg and block. Turn, come across, and I'm passing my opponent. But the technique of application from here is to come right across the neck and down. And obviously we don't want to hurt Lloyd, because then we have to let somebody else take his place, and he's worked so hard to be where he wants to be. So that's it. So let's correlate all these techniques that we just did, open hand. So again, being here is not going to work. We want to be right here. So the technique is hands up, guard stance position. I'm 1.5 feet from my opponent. If my opponent throws that lead hand, I'm going to block. If my opponent throws the opposite hand, I'm going to block and I'm going to move. So right in this position here, we're working that technique. So as my opponent throws that technique down, I come right in. Come over, strike my opponent. So 1, 2, 3. Right here, come over. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm working the knee. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. Working that knee, being able to take my opponent out. Next technique. My opponent throws a lead hand, throws a reverse, and I come over and I strike with my elbow. So we're working the drills here. Striking the elbow. One more time. 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Working the elbow. From here, right down. And the third technique, from the guard stance position, same principle. He comes in, and I'm going to block that technique or lead hand, and I'm going to block that technique. From here, I'm going to push. That would be my strike to the leg. I'm going to push. My opponent goes to throw, and I'm here. So now I'm staying inside. So I come up, and I come in with a double strike. So one more time. Right from here, he throws that lead hand punch. So he throws the lead punch, push, block, come up and roll the body. From here, elbow, roll, and take out that ACL. So one more time, he's gonna throw that knee. So throw the knee, maybe throw the knee reverse, right? Because we're gonna be moving a little bit. So 3, come in here, hook, over the top. And it's very tight in this technique. So we'll try one more time. So that's what we're working with. From here, I push, he throws in, I come in with the elbow, and I come in with the opposite hand, and I can take that leg out. Okay, so these are the principles at close quarter fighting, but we've taken every single technique that I did with the broadsword, and I mixed it and put it together with open hand. You should be able to correlate anything that you do with weaponry, being able to correlate it with open hand forms. Whether you're standing and turning and throwing techniques, whether you're blocking, blossoming and striking, anything that you're doing with the weapons, you should be able to correlate. If you're not, again, it goes back to practicing. Can't blame it on your teacher all the time. Have to blame it on you. You have to blame it on yourself. We as people have to start taking responsibility for our actions. So it's up to you to work hard, put these techniques together, and make it work for you. And it doesn't matter what style or what system, because it's all beautiful, it's all wonderful. So thank you very much for coming down. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe. And remember, train hard, but live harder every day. Thanks so much.